Warning, these Google updates can affect your account in 2023. And here's what you need to know and how you should prepare for it. So we've seen a lot of changes take place inside Google Ads in the last few months, specifically contextual targeting for the video campaign side. That's a major change that took place, right? In this video, we talk about a little bit about that and things that you can prepare for and why it's really not the end of the world. It definitely impacted a lot of advertisers that was solely dependent on keyword targeting, topics, placement targeting, but there are solutions for that, and we do cover them in that video in particular. Now, in today's video, we're gonna be talking about a major update that's coming that's not really considered one of the big updates for video campaigns to be affected, but if you are using similar audiences, that you need to take note and listen to this video. So similar audiences are going away.
No, God, please, no!
Now, Google had rolled out this notice in the last couple of months. You'll see in the notifications tab, this is fairly recent on this particular account, and it says similar audiences will be going away in 2023. So again, the ideal thing for you to do is to hit learn more. Okay, so we're gonna be talking about this change. We're not gonna go through the entire support doc, but I will summarize in a few sentences here what is going on. Similar audiences are going away. You're not gonna be able to see inside your audience manager like you're accustomed to looking at. So let's go to the audience manager here, and I'm gonna break this down to you here. Similar audiences are no longer gonna be auto-created, right? So these are auto-created audiences. So unlike Facebook's lookalike audiences, where you could actually create them manually, or you have to manually go in and select a source to create these lookalike audiences from, Google actually creates them for you automatically, right? So you'll notice them here. There's quite a bit of similar audiences, and the audience size is actually quite decent. And in reality, similar audiences have never been our go-to targeting option. We haven't really seen tremendous consistent results from similar audiences, but they have worked in the past. And we do have some examples from these working. For example, this is a high ticket offer, and it's a book call funnel. And this particular similar audience off of the ad viewers has generated results, right? This one actually generated a sale. We spent $1,700 and it generated $55,000 in revenue. And look at the cost per call here, $146 cost per call. Our KPI was $200 for this particular offer. So it's not to say that similar audiences don't work at all, right? In some accounts, they may work better than others, but that really is dependent on how seasoned your data is, right? If you have good enough data from your ad viewers, if you already generate a lot of ad viewers from a particular audience, right? So a lot of things to take note if you're obviously doing Google Ads in general, but we're gonna be looking at, for a video campaigns perspective, here are things that you can do to prepare, but these are the major changes. So they're saying there's a couple of phases, right? So first phase of changes, May 1st, 2023, you won't be able to add similar segments to any existing campaign or ad group, but you can continue targeting any existing similar segments already attached to your campaigns and ad groups, right? So if you already have them going, you can do so. And if they're still performing to this day, you can sustain this until about May 1st, 2023, unless they do roll it out before. Because that has happened where they'll say, hey, we're gonna rolling out early 2023, and then it turns out on some accounts they've already imposed their updates, right? So that's, I'm sure you can relate to that. Another thing here they're saying is that you won't be able to create conversion value rules based on similar segments, but the existing conversion value rules will continue to work. Similar segments will not be created automatically for your data segments. So that's what I'm saying by May of 2023. And then here, August 1st, you won't be able to use them for targeting. They will be removed completely from the Google Ads, including the audience manager. What can we do to prepare? So a lot of people are not using similar audiences heavily. If you are, I would love to hear from you in the comment box below the description to see how many people are actually dependent on similar audiences or really seeing good results with this. But for video campaigns, this is what we care about mainly. Here is things that you can do, right? So this is the current way of doing it. You target similar segments, which like I showed you here, without optimized targeting, of course, right? We also have a video that talks about this particular setting that could impact your campaigns. Optimized targeting, I recommend you take a look at that when you have a chance. So it says here, while also also utilizing Google's audience, in-market, infinity segments, and custom segments. And this is with the drive performance and reach new users type of goal. This is the recommended solution. So again, what we talked about before in that video specifically about optimized targeting is coming together, right? And they're really pushing you to use the optimized targeting. So the action to take is include the first-party segments. If optimized targeting is enabled, enable optimized targeting, right? So we're really pushing for that. Again, I'm not the biggest advocate for optimized targeting for various reasons, like we talked before. Low quality users coming in. Sure, you can turn it off, you can turn it on and then turn it back off to really isolate those bad age groups, things like that. That's definitely doable. I like to kind of keep things under control in terms of that from the beginning, but totally up to you to test it out and see if you can get decent results. For e-commerce, like I said, it might even be better to leave that enabled. Here they say include your first party data, so customer match segments like we talked about in audiences to provide us hints. So this is something that's interesting, is if you have a customer match file, a list of, let's say, 20,000 people that opted in for your webinar, they're saying to include it in the audiences for the optimized target. You have to have it enabled, obviously, but you include it in there, and then there's claiming that it will help drive improved performance, okay? Because it'll continue to lean into best practices in building custom segments and utilizing Google's in-market and affinity segments alongside your customer match file as well. This is another one, value users differently, target similar segments in different ad groups, use optimized targeting in conjunction with your first party list as audience hints. So basically a little bit of the same of above there. So this is for display, discovery, and video action campaigns, which is really what most of the campaigns on YouTube that we talk about are video action campaigns or responsive video format. Same thing. For YouTube awareness, this is similar segment targeting setting right now, is use audience expansion. So there are options that you could use party data and ad groups and enable audience expansions to expand your reach. You'll have that option on the ad group level if you select these particular campaign objectives and subtypes, right? So the targets, you'll have the target CPM bidding and all of that. That's how you know you're using these particular settings. Things that you can do is ensure that you have first party data, right? So these are the biggest things that you want to at least consider before these changes happen. If you were depending on similar audiences, if you were seeing some results in them, make sure that you have an updated customer match list. Try the following what they're describing here in the support doc and see if that maintains results. But I don't think there's going to be a large percentage of advertisers watching this. They're saying, oh, similar audiences, no. Like in reality, similar audiences they haven't worked as well as, let's say, on how Facebook would work. And even nowadays with the iOS 14.5, a lot of the lookalike audiences, when you create them from a pixel source, it's not really as accurate as before. I've seen other people out there that they basically rely on first party data, or they buy the first party data and they import those particular audiences. Those will have much more accurate data and better match rate than if you just create lookalike audiences. So that is basically the update, guys. Be on the lookout for what's coming, for what's next. Not a huge change for anybody that's maybe watching this video and doesn't really use similar audiences like that. But for those that have, you want to take note of this and prepare for the next few months with these updates. So thanks again for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, then we recommend you watch all these videos that we have here on the left-hand side. You'll learn a lot more about YouTube advertising. We also have some TikTok ads, bidding strategies as well that you can take a look at.